This is a slightly different episode of Creepy, Spooky and Scary, and we hope you enjoy. While not a new medium, it was during the final years of the 1990s that use of the internet began to explode exponentially, as more and more people were able to access it thanks to the improvements in the technology and a reduction in price by service providers. This was the dawn of the information age, where words, images, sounds and videos could be shared instantaneously across the world, opening people's minds to thoughts beyond their own immediate experiences, exposing them to the events taking place beyond the scope of traditional media outlets, and introducing them to art and culture that would otherwise be out of reach. The advent of YouTube, which launched on February 14, 2005, has only increased this exposure. Originally billed as a social media website, YouTube has grown exponentially to become the second most visited website on the planet, after Google's own search page, and has evolved to become an outlet for the creativity of the general public, many of whom have used the platform to launch their own television and movie careers. However, back in those early days, there were fewer restrictions on the type of content that could be uploaded, and this meant that disturbing or scary images could be shared without warning to an unsuspecting viewer. Furthermore, early YouTube viewers weren't always as switched on to fake videos or amateur attempts at making movies as they are today, and so many people viewed disturbing footage thinking they were seeing something genuine, myself included. As such, when people viewed some of this early content, it often had a much bigger impact on them than they do with people today, modern audiences tending to be more skeptical about ghost or UFO videos, for example. This truly was YouTube's golden era for the scary video, it being fueled by popular movies such as the Blair Witch Project and the Ring films that introduced the notion of video media being touched by dark forces into the popular zeitgeist. So in this episode, as we march our way through the creepiest month of the year, we thought we'd take a nostalgic trip into the YouTube archives and revisit some of those old videos that chilled us to the core and often left us wondering what we'd just seen. And was it real? Here are just 5 of the many videos we used to enjoy watching and that scared the life out of us back in the day. Hit those lights, sit back, and enjoy. We'll start with a classic, and one of the defining scary videos of the early YouTube era. The short video starts by showing a girl filming herself looking into a large mirror as she puts on a pair of earrings. A simple enough clip that echoes the type of videos young people make, having access to a camera for the first time and wanting to see themselves on screen. Once the earrings are in, she shakes her head a couple of times to check they are firmly secured, nudging the camera slightly as she does. Having done this, she then turns to the camera to smile and wave at anyone who is watching. However, rather eerily, her reflection no longer mimics her actions. Instead, its face twists into a grotesque, demonic image of the girl with its mouth open, and it lets out a frightening, distorted scream as the actual girl keeps waving at the camera, smiling obliviously. Here it is. Even after all this time, the video remains effective at unsettling viewers and continues to garner huge viewing figures. Spurred on by the reference and clear inspiration, the video takes from the well-known horror movie The Grudge. Since it was uploaded in 2008 to a channel simply known as ncook1234, it has been viewed 111 million times as of late 2023. But this excludes other channels that have posted copies or featured this clip. The video is an example of a genre of video that have become known as screamers, a take on the traditional jump scare and aims to frighten the viewer through an unexpected shriek or loud noise. Given how early this video was uploaded, many credit its success as kickstarting the screamer genre on YouTube. Very little is known about the origin of the clip, although we can infer that it was intended to be shared in an email to scare friends with, given its short length before it was uploaded to YouTube. It is also likely that its creator was either a film student or someone working in the industry testing new techniques, as it's one of only 5 videos on its parent channel, all of which appear to be test footage of some kind. While creating such videos can easily be done with an app or phone today, 15 plus years ago, it would have been a little more complex. Regardless of its true origin, the video has gone down as one of the true classics of early YouTube. No Through Road. When it was first released, many people thought that the video entitled No Through Road was a real-life Blair Witch style mystery. The video begins with an official seal for Britain's MI5, followed by text explaining that 4 teenagers were killed near Stevenage in the UK, near an abandoned farm, and that the only evidence is the footage found on one of the group's camcorder. The actual footage begins with 4 youths in their Peugeot car, driving about the countryside laughing and joking with one another. They arrive at a tunnel that leads to nearby Bromhall Farm that has been abandoned for many years and decide to turn back. However, as they attempt to drive home, they mysteriously keep returning to the same signpost, despite driving away from it without turning anywhere along the route. Additionally, one of the boys notes that they haven't seen any other vehicles for hours. Increasingly concerned, particularly as one of them spots a man in a field, apparently wearing some sort of mask and hat. The group then decide to try a different direction, and this appears to work as they head down a dual carriageway towards Stevenage, only to suddenly find themselves driving back up the tunnel once again. There they are attacked by the masked man, with the last of them beaten to death with a camera, his blood stained on his broken lens. Take a look.
You can't see me. I think I'm okay. I think I'm okay. No, please! No! Please! 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 No!
What made this video particularly effective was just how the raw footage appears. Until the mystery starts to unfold, the video is indistinguishable from countless other videos of teenagers messing around with a camera, making the whole event appear all the more real. The video itself also appears corrupted, with old footage occasionally intersplicing with the main video, giving the whole thing an unnerving, almost maddening atmosphere. Such was the debate online that for a long time, if you googled the title, the first suggestion that came up concerned whether it was real or not. 2 years after the original video aired, follow-ups were produced until in November 2020, filmmaker Stephen Chamberlain publicly revealed himself to be behind the series. He admitted that it began as a bit of fun with his friends, but impressed with the end result, he uploaded it and was surprised by the attention it garnered, even using it to gain a position at the University of Westminster's film school. However, for a time, many people felt they were looking at a real found footage mystery. We wonder if you are one of those. I feel fantastic. If you were up late one night going down the rabbit hole of creepy content on YouTube after 2009, then chances are at some point you may have come across this video of Tara the android and her creepy singing. While there was more than one video featuring Tara, the one everyone remembers concerns her singing the song I Feel Fantastic. The short video features Tara making occasional sharp body movements, while her lifeless face stares into the camera at her audience, listening to her almost ethereal singing voice. Chillingly, the song proclaims that as well as feeling fantastic, and that whomever she is singing to is fantastic, she wants that person to run, chanting the demand several times. Tara eventually changes poses and outfits to where she is on the floor, before footage of a space seemingly in someone's garden is briefly spliced into proceedings. Take a look at this classic. Pretty chilling, and the comments section on the original video and various chat rooms online also seem to think so. Many who watched it for the first time expected there to be a jump scare at the end, which would have broken the tension the clip generates. But the fact one fails to appear only fueled the interest in the video's origins. With such little information out there, speculation as to what the video was really about was rife, and eventually a narrative was formed online that Tara was in fact the work of a serial killer, and that the clothes she is seen wearing came from his latest victim. This belief was reinforced by the outside shot, which many began to suspect was the serial killer, giving the audience a clue as to where the victim was buried, even though there was no evidence to support this theory. Alas, further research by online sleuths revealed a far less grisly origin to Tara. Tara was in fact created by android enthusiast John Bergen sometime in 2003, who hoped to get in early on the perceived developing market for human-like androids in the 21st century. The footage of her singing was part of a music compilation Bergen had put together in 2004 to sell online and hopefully generate some interest in her, some who claim to have known Bergen stating that he even anticipated live performances in the future, ushering in a new wave of artificial artists. Bergen is said to have died in 2005, and 4 years later, the video was first uploaded to YouTube. While Bergen failed in his initial goal, it can be said that given the millions of people who have listened to Tara's creepy singing, in a roundabout way, he did create the first android pop star. Dining room, or there is nothing. Another short clip that unsettled millions of viewers in the mid-2000s and continues to do so. Dining room, or there is nothing, features the hellish image of a doll-like woman, sat at a table, behind which is a window, where the world outside appears to be on fire. The girl's eyes shoot open, and she begins to speak as the camera slowly pans away from her, but her words do not make sense. Once she has finished delivering her message, her face falls into a bowl in front of her. All the while the camera continues panning away, until a second bowl appears, implying we the audience are sat at the table with her. However, then the camera starts panning towards her, and the video is now playing in reverse, allowing us to understand what she was saying. She creepily declares there is nothing, and the video ends exactly where it began. Throughout the whole clip, a creepy piano tune plays, further adding to the unsettling environment. Take a look.
There is nothing.
While the imagery and sounds are quite unsettling on their own right, like with Tara the android, audiences exposed to this video felt there was more going on than someone simply creating creepy content for the sake of it. And in this instance, they were right. The video was created by filmmaker David Earl and starred Leah Porsager as the woman talking to us at the table. Earl was inspired to create the video by his personal desire to have proof that there is nothing after death, hence the second half of the title, the dining room part representing life. Earl stated, "I wanted to blur the distinction between the two states, and to state the paradox by showing someone who is coming back from life or death, and denies its existence, thereby fulfilling the paradox." Why You Never Became a Dancer. Uploaded in 2008, the video known as Why You Never Became a Dancer left hundreds of thousands of viewers disturbed when it surfaced. The video features a twisted black and white image of a young Asian woman that has been modified to appear as though she is speaking the angry and hate-filled rants of a male voice, clearly aimed at a specific person with distorted sounds in the background. Take a watch.
Chauvinistic gropes and far-fetched flashes of pervert creeps and anal virginity and polarized snaps and verbal abuse and bathroom rapes.
This video generated something of a sensation when it first appeared, as many again believed this was the work of a serial killer who had possibly killed the girl in the image. Many interpreted the words spoken as being the confession of the killer, and the justification for what he had done, as he accuses her of lying about claims of sexual assault. Sadly, this is one of the times where there is a kernel of truth to the assumption. The girl in the image is Reiko Takamura, who was the 7th of 8 women raped and murdered by Japanese serial killer Kiyosho Akubo during his reign of terror between March 31st and May 10th, 1971. The district court of Maebashi in the northern Kanto region of Japan sentenced Akubo to death by hanging on February 22nd, 1973, which usually for a capital sentencing he did not appeal, his execution being carried out on January 22nd, 1976. However, the words spoken in the video are not spoken by Okubo, nor do they bear any connection to Takamura's murder. The sounds and words are in fact taken from the song Why You Never Became a Dancer by experimentalist musicians Whitehouse, who specialised in what they referred to as extreme electronic music. Known for their references of misogyny, sexual sadism and violence in their lyrics, this specific song was a direct response to a film of the same name made by Tracy Emin, produced in 1995. The image of Takamura and Whitehouse's extreme lyrics combined to create a genuinely unsettling work that, rather than simply being a piece of created content, has genuine sorrow behind it. So that's it for this episode, a quick, nostalgic trip to some of the creepy videos that many of us were brought up on YouTube. Thanks for watching, we hope you're enjoying the Creepy Marathon month, and we'll see you right back here tomorrow for another scary video.